Ladies and gentlemen, the lobby is up. This is going to be brought to you by SirPigasus and Rocket Star. Mr. Worldwide's versus Stormtroopers. Ladies and gentlemen, we have kickoff.
Off to the races we go already. A hot start. As you can tell, the tempo has changed massively. You're not just going against anyone. You're going to have to fire on all cylinders. Double commit's not what I'm wanting to see there, but almost a goal. Abjap left being confused a bit there as he thought, too, that would be on target. Lucky for them, it wasn't a shot. Maybe we're just testing the waters a bit, showing them a bit of what we do. Lhasa gonna get a demo there, liking what I'm seeing so far. I want to continue to see them keep their wits about them.
Yes, of course. I'm loving the demos and bumps already showing themselves. Jory's not quite making that connection yet. You can already see this initial firepower coming from Stormtroopers. Apjack looking to play inside. Lhasa clearance. It's still central, therefore still dangerous, especially with how good at controlling the ball the opposing side are. Apparently Jack going for those pumps, managed to hunt Smashy, got a touch on Lasser as well, but that counter-attack does follow. I'm not sure they've played many that have such an unusual style like Smashy can have at the best of times. Of course, you know, there are likes of Joyo who are absolute mechanical menaces, and you kind of expect that from them. They have that name, but when you play against him, you know you expect some trickery. I'm not sure how much these players are aware of the bubble scene, aware of Smashy. If they don't know him, they're about to get to know him. They don't know what tricks we have hiding in our sleeves. Icon looking to show some, unable to break their way through, but we are currently 1 minute 40 seconds gone. No concessions from either side, but you can feel the tension in the air from the Blues and, of course, in this Twitch chat right now.
And, you know, I think one thing we have to credit Mr. Worldwide with is it's been 2 minutes. We have not been scored on. We won't be scored on. What a save there. Coming in, Mr. Worldwide still keeping composure and making sure, again, that they're turning everything onto its head. You could tell that they are starting to see a vision come alive, one in which that they perhaps might at least take a game away here in this one.
And Lasser breaks off coming off the ceiling. Stizzy has to get that read. It's a good first touch. He'll follow it for the second. Smashy was lurking in that corner. Plenty of boost of attack. Will send Abjack first. First goal goes in! And it's Mr. Worldwide to open up the scoring!
Wow! Smashy off the sidewall. Debates there, then throws it center. We have a double commit. I don't kind of like what I saw. Yes, it worked out. But however, if there was even the slightest pop from the defender, had they gotten it over two of Mr. Worldwide's teammates there, it could have been a goal onto us. Somehow it works in our favor. Let's keep this energy up. Let's keep it alive. Abjack, though, gonna stop all thoughts of that immediately.
Well, this is typical. He's wearing that tag, RLCS, full major champion. He's, of course, going to get that equaliser. No stranger to falling behind early, especially against teams perhaps he shouldn't do on paper. He makes those comebacks, however. Smashy landing the demo here on Stizzy. It's been a relatively fearless opening coming from him specifically. He played really high to get that assist earlier. It was a dangerous play to go for, and he's been brave enough to go for some of these mind games as well, treating his opponents as if they were any other player. Icon demoed off that play. It was a fantastic demo. Landing there from Jory's Lasser, though. Does have space to catch this one. He'll go uncontested by quite some time. Stizzy waiting for that boost to burn. It does, and Smashy just looking to keep possession, looking to work that ball back into the centre, but Stormtroopers not allowing any space in these dangerous positions.
No, and that's very important. Jorz, though, with a throw to the sidewall. Abjack missing here should be our opportunity to move in. And there we go, though. Icon trying to continue to push this here. We needed Lhasa to push a bit more there. Maybe he's waiting to get a bit more boost in the tank. I like these really smart 50s coming in, not only from Smashy, but Mr. Worldwide. And we alluded to it earlier. Perhaps the coach did talk to them. Perhaps Nordic got in a call. We talked about how on this team, there has been someone who's made it to main day, to day 3 of RLCS. Smashy, he and his coach might have come to some idea of, okay, hey, we've been here before. We know what we're doing. We can continue to run back that type of performance. It's just going to continue to be about making the smartest plays and going for physicality that we still haven't seen. I haven't seen a single demo or bump from either team.
I feel like it's so scary to try and break yourself away from the kind of textbook positioning that we are all so used to. It's a very high risk and commonly high reward play to get yourself off the ball with these demos. I feel like I would like to see a lot more on the rotation. Those are the ones that you can have a bit more confidence heading into, but it feels like as soon as possession is lost, these players are just diving back. Great save there coming from Stizzy. More warning shots thrown here by Icon. This has been a fantastic opening game, a great showing of what Mr. Worldwides are capable of. They're going toe-to-toe against a team of international champions. But more has to come in this overtime. Kickoff strats here as Stizzy stays behind, and apparently Jack works his way off as second man. It falls on Jorias, and that 50-50 still landing. Comes off the corner. Icon looking for the read. Doesn't quite land, and now apparently Jack will be looking to punish. Teammates in field, not quite making the connection. Another one follows. And wow, it's a blink and you'll miss it kind of play. Speed being shown by a team with so much quality. Almost impossible to keep up. Those slight gaps open up. And well, Stormtroopers know how to pounce.
And that's such an unfortunate moment for us because, you know, Mr. Worldwide did have 2 players back ready for this. They knew that ball was going to be shot. And even though the first goal didn't come, they should have been quick on the challenge. They should have been quick to have someone on backboard, someone in the net ready for the follow-up touch coming in from Stormtroopers. But wow, what an amazing play. If we upset though here today, I mean, that'll just be an incredible historical moment. I mean, because all odds are favored for Stormtroopers. I think we just need to find that little button that's in the Death Star and take them down.
Absolutely, and I must say it was a great opening showing. I feel like, you know, it was definitely a heartbreaking end. It did come very quickly that we went from, you know, having that lead to having everything turn around so quickly. But then you've got to remember the quality of the plays you're up against. To even put yourself in an overtime and have so many players here in chat believe that you can go all the way. It's exactly how you want to establish the first game of a best of 5, but opening woes do continue here for Mr. Worldwide. It's another one quick off the kickoff, and it feels like every quality of team has been able to crack through.
You know, the one thing I have not noticed so far is Joris has not been able to contribute the way his teammates have been. We've continued to read him like a book, but we really need to do a better job of shutting down Stizzy, who has so far in the overall series scored 2 goals for his team in Stormtroopers. Off the ceiling, it's going to be Joris. Good read by us. Smashing continuing to keep this away from his net. Keep it at bay. Maybe a shot. Long shot. Waterfall moment here. Icon going to get the 50 win. Can we have a follow-up? No one ready for that. I think there are a bit of nerves on this pitch, SirPigasus. If you had to give them some advice, what would you tell them?
Listen, I think, honestly, you are good enough. I think that first game showed exactly that. Last is going to show exactly that. It comes off the post. A moment to get yourself a poster play against the team of Stormtroopers, against such a highly seeded team. It's unfortunate. We have to take those few breaths. Play still continues here. It doesn't go out for a goal kick. Wolves covering the confines of play. Apparently Jack on the follow. Stizzy waiting in field, but Icon gets that touch first. He's looking a little bit awkward. We'll have to lay that one off to Jory as an Icon, I think, was caught in between 2 minds there, whether he wanted to camp on that corner boost and stay low, wait for the bounce, or whether he should commit early instead. He made himself a perfect target for an attempted bump. Possession was given away, but now we've got it right back. Lasser with some space. Jory's on that backboard, however, is going to be a problem. And look how he sweeps away. Such elegance with the way he touches the ball. That's something that people complimented him on when he first burst onto the scene, and that's something which has never left him. I'm going to say it now, will never leave him. Another nice little passage of play from him right there coming off the backboard. Allows Stormtroopers to break their way back forward. And even when we have that time in the final third, Stormtroopers hold such good control of that 6-yard box. I feel like there are many times where we just siphoned off into these corners, and as soon as we try to find that killer pass or go for a desperation shot, it is shut down so quickly. But now Smashy finally has some central space, but Joreous on the backboard yet again being an absolute demon.
Oh, once again, it's Stizzy to put on another goal. I'm saying, man, he has gone 3 goals unanswered in a row. This is the one you need to be watching out for. We've been talking about Abject. We've been talking about Joras. We haven't really talked much about Stizzy. And that actually might be a part of their strategy. Stormtroopers may be deciding, you already know about the 2 of us, but maybe you don't know the full potential of Stizzy. Let us show you what he can do. And I think they're just letting him take the reins. Joras with a nice lob towards the backboard. Smashy with a clear here. I'm just hoping, though, that our team and Mr. Worldwide's continue to realize that they do have it within them. They are that high of a caliber, and they can get a shot here. They get it done. The break in the silence happens here.
A chink in the armor. Lasser takes full advantage. That last touch, vital to find Smashy. And there was a moment of worry there where we thought just for a second he was placed too high. The backflip, just getting himself enough power behind the ball to find the target. But hold on a minute, kickoffs again might get us back into square one with a 2-goal difference. It is saved. Lasser back into the corner, and now you've just got to use that momentum. It's a confidence boost. You've taken them down. You spoke about Stizzy being able to step up, saying that players may not know the full extent of what he's capable of. Yeah, I call him the not-so-secret weapon. Everyone knows he's got something in the tank. This is his season to truly show it. Mr. Worldwide, we can say that for all 3 plays. I think so far they've been that surprise factor. What a block there from Icon. Joreous going for a signature shot. Unable to break through. What a B. What a goal. Mr. Worldwide are back.
We are librarians, and if you don't believe it, look at these reads, look at the cohesion, look at the collaboration as we come together and make sure we're going to take down Stormtroopers. Yes, they took game 1, but we are here to take game 2. Another shot attempt quick off the kickoff here. We want to continue to push this. Lhasa with a challenge. It goes to Icon. Icon high with it, looking to get it to Smashy. Gonna get challenged, but I want to pause and just take a moment and say, this is the number 6 seed. We were seeded as number 27. Can we at least acknowledge that our team should have been seeded 7?
Oh, it's felt neck and neck at these moments. The goal line remaining close at these later stages. Joreous had a double tap denied before. This one will find the back of the net. Frequency game probabilities. I feel like he thought that his chances were a lot higher against this roster, but we've been chock full of surprises. We've been able to keep a lot out. 8 shots for Joreous, and it's only 3 goals for Stormtroopers. As a whole, it would be considered pretty solid what we have been able to hold on again against this type of roster. Joreous waiting to pick that one off the ceiling. Lasser unable to catch. Icon low boost. Has a few options, but Stormtroopers seem all too aware of it. Lasser, what a touch again! How does he do this so consistently on the backboard? He burned all his boosts. He was so low. He has to get that angle perfect. We were speaking about differences of Unreal units in the second series. You can't get much tighter, but against Stormtroopers, Lasser has proven he can do exactly that. Precision and fearlessness against Stormtroopers. Apparently Jack blocking this 50-50. Smashy looking to challenge him again. The bum comes off. Hold on a minute. We're in regulation. We're in the first game. Icon off the ceiling. It's down.
That should have been a goal. That should be illegal. That's so wrong. I wanted that to be a goal for us. But we do finally win a kickoff here. We're trying to keep this alive. We're trying to keep this in our favor. We want to score here. Jorah's now with the ball, with a flick. Gonna get challenged by Smashy. Huge lob by Icon. Would have been nice to see some creativity there. We know you can't just lob the ball. They are going to read that. But what I think the players are starting to notice is that Mr. Worldwide, they are realizing themselves that they are able to take on such teams. For it to be this close the whole time, they were just waiting for a challenge. We could have had this performance earlier, but they were waiting for the right moment to really sit up, turn their monitors on, and actually pay attention. And it looks like everyone's so attentive at the moment. We are just making so many great decisions. I want to see us take this one, though. Let's start this comeback.
Oh, and what a clearance. It was a very low boost defense there when that high ball was played. I believe it was by Lassie who was forced to do so, but it really was a cause for concern when Stizzy was on the ball. Apparently Jack looked to find a teammate off that back wall, and that one will sneak its way in. Stizzy, definitely the MVP here for this game, does bring Stormtroopers onto match point. But again, if those first 2 games have shown us anything, I just have one message for the boys here. It's 4 words. You are good enough. You've proven that now. You've put in these games in within 1 goal. Yeah, you're taking a lot of shots, but you're holding them. There's only one stat that counts, and it is these goals. I feel like there's just a bit of a confidence difference between these 2 teams. Mr. Worldwide need to back themselves just that little bit more. It's when they have that momentum. We notice that as soon as they score 1 goal, quickly another one seemingly follows. It's because they're on that high. They've proven themselves that they can find the back of the net. And all of a sudden you find some life in there. That's why all the goals follow. That's why we are making these quick comebacks. We're a bit slow off the gate, but once we get going, Stizzy, Jorius, Jack, you have to be careful. And I'm not talking fairy peak here.
I think that's such a good point. I mean, just like everyone in chat, how we're believing in them, they need to realize that there are fairies. They're fairies of Rocket League. They are able to maneuver in ways that we just aren't able to fathom. And again, I do think it took the challenge of a squad like Abjack and Joras and Stizzy for them to feel like they needed to awaken the beast in themselves. And I think, like you said earlier, they needed to believe in themselves. They needed to believe that they could get it done, because I'm sure inside their minds they said, you know, we're going against this team in Stormtroopers. We're probably just going to be 3-0'd and it's going to suck, but we're going to try our best. But no, this is actually very possible for you. You have it there. You have it in your tool belt, almost getting it done there. I think they need to continue physicality, and it has changed the game for them.
Icon said it in his interview yesterday. I love being the underdog. I love being underestimated. I feel like there are a lot of eyes on this stream, and they're seeing that this team has been underestimated with how they performed in those first 2 games. Yes, they have to look for a reverse sweep. Yes, things may look dire in that regard. Yes, you're playing international champions. But you are just coming up. You were looking to try and steal these spots. This is looking to be, I mean, you could even say like a top 5 team in the region. Many people are saying maybe they'll just about scrape top 16. I think so far this series has shown that perhaps they can go for just a little bit more. But this is where you make your metal now. This is where you throw the kitchen sink. You truly have nothing to lose now. Apparently Jack getting another goal. That's another one to add to the illustrious RLCS career he has had. Straight into the bottom left corner. Well played there from Stizzy as well, who I must say, I'm so excited to see how he progresses.
Stizzy, I think, has blown everyone away today with his performance. He's just in the right place at the right time, and we were talking about him. There he is. There's another goal. But again, I wouldn't be deflated, because yes, you could just say to yourself, okay, well, we are supposed to lose here. This team is going to be super solid. It's super difficult. Why should I continue? No, your results actually matter. To me, again, how they've done every single game against Stormtroopers is telling us that they were seeded way lower than they should have. It also tells us that they definitely, just like Lamaza of previous, they could easily make day 3 And this is a team that to me is definitely top 10.
Oh, I'd love to see it. Just you say that it's been a little bit of a mistake, but I would say that I'd be really proud if the boys were able to prove exactly that as this season goes on. They are 2-0 down at the moment. I feel like this has been the most one-sided affair so far. This is a scoreline we saw in previous games, and we were able to grab a few goals back in quick succession. I just want that to happen just that bit earlier. Give yourself as much time as possible to try and break away, because look, you just have to take it one game at a time. I know it's a cliche, it's a caster cliche, coach cliche, whatever you want to call it, but in these kinds of circumstances, the value of one game against Stormtroopers is just a completely different level. Unfortunately, that is looking less and less likely, as Appjack gets a bit of a shaky flip reset there to get the assist over towards his teammate here. 3 goals up is Stormtroopers. It's looking like that might match the series score at the end of this second half of the game. It's all up to Mr. Worldwide now to, like I said before, I said throw the kitchen sink. It's time for the full kitchen, and Icon has given them exactly that. Fork thrown at them, and well, I'm not going to throw in a Squid Games reference because I think that might be a bit too brutal.
It's all about breaking someone just on a scoring streak for you, though. And again, I've talked about Stizzy being such a problem for them, but maybe they just got in their head. We saw it looked like they really were deflated, and it looks like their balloon has been inflated. I want to continue to see that happen for themselves. As we've talked about, as soon as they score, it's like in rapid succession, they come up with responses. I want to see another quick goal here. I want to see a third quick goal. I want to see this go to overtime again. At least if you're going to lose with really good numbers. Show that you can get that done against a squad like this, and people will continue to realize the type of power your team holds.
Apparently Jack up for the bum. Joreous land smashy. Just able to stand there and hold down the fort, keeping this difference between two. This is still very much a reachable game, especially with the time left on the clock. But when you're against a team that can be so solid, the task can seem tall. But these are players that, like we said, can be so creative. And I think Smashy really exuberates that. If I am going to give, however, my player of this series so far for Mr. Worldwide, I'm going to have to say Lasser for that Game 2 performance alone. Just such a good provider. The way he was getting the ball down from that backboard was something special, and it really helped keep the hopes alive for this roster. We are within that 1 minute, and those probabilities seemingly getting lower and lower here. Smashy looking to put it back into our favour, however, unable to land a bump this time on apparently Jack. I think he's pretty fed up with the amount he's had to face from these three players in this match so far. Complete disrespect to a multi-regional top player. Lasser, 50 against Jack again. Icon's lower boost. Stizzy is up. That one won't find the target. We've seen that 30-second tone play already. 10 of those have gone. It has been a bit of a flash in the pan so far, but hopefully this will spread out further. Ladies and gentlemen, this was Mr. Worldwide's taking on one of the top teams. I'm not even just going to say in the region. You're soon going to find out that Stormtroopers are one of the top teams in the world. Yes, it was a sweep, but any of you here who watched these games individually would know how well these boys played. And now this isn't really my position to say. I am here as a caster. That is what I'm here to do. I'm here to tell a story. I'm here to tell you the story of Mr. Worldwide. 3 players that have got themselves RLCS points before, but have for a long time been considered bubble and are treating this season as their breakaway.
Yeah,
They are orgless at the moment. Think about that. This team is orgless. It's not my moment to say, but this team is orgless, and they are putting in performances like that. I do see Jordis in chat. Thank you so much for the watch party. I think I got a message to say Alpha Kep was here as well. Hopefully we were able to show you some players here in Europe that might not have that international name yet, but hopefully That is coming soon, and well, what a pleasure it was to cast this one alongside you here, Rocket Star. And I hear apparently Squishy as well. Wow, speak about legends of the game being here, both on the pitch, off the pitch, on the stream, in the chat. Absolutely fantastic. But this isn't a job done, isn't it? We still have that lower bracket to try and face, and I feel like we do have a bit of a break until that next game goes underway. But also one thing I do just want to say here, I hope you guys really enjoyed this casting. It's !casters if you want to see my lovely co-caster. It is Rocketstar RL on Twitter. My social is there as well. If you'd like to follow us, we are going to be following the story of Mr. Worldwide. We think it's a team that's going to go very far. I definitely am here for this full qualifier. We'll see what the future holds. Lassa, I think, will be my MVP, but Smashy, he's always special as well. And Icon, he said he loves being the underdog, and I don't think he really played all that much like one. What a fantastic performance from him as well.
Yeah, I mean, all three players just poured their heart on that pitch. Looking at the overall bracket, yeah, we could tell we have quite a bit of ways to go. But, I mean, what a way that would have been to start off the new year for them and to start off this run to just absolutely take down Stormtroopers. Incredible. I think they should be seated as number 1. I don't think they should be seated as number 5. Okay, Vitality, we give it to Vitality.
No,
okay,
no, you know,
okay.
I'm kind of with it. I am kind of with it.
So to me, the fact that this was so close, right? Yeah, again, series overall runs are kind of a bit misleading, right? To say that they were just swept kind of really undermines how close they were. And not only that, but every moment you watched a play happen, you just realize this team has it in them.
Yeah.
They can easily make a day 3. If they continue to keep their mentals right. Of course, after this moment, they're probably talking to their coach and getting their head right. So at least in lowers that they can win there and move on to Swiss Stage 2. But what I want to see from them is I want to see this exact same performance, the one we just watched, go against Stormtroopers. I want to see them at that level for every single match. And they cannot yield in any way, because if they want to make it to main event, they're gonna have to keep that pressure alive and that same energy and that same accuracy. When we look at lowers, though, where they're at is currently things are waiting in lower round 4, so it'll probably be about 20-30 minutes before we get to see the guys play again. But what an amazing run, and I am just so lucky, so blessed that George and SirPigasus wanted to have an NA person casting alongside them. Even though I'm biased to EV.
It's Mr. Worldwide. We're worldwide. We bring everyone in. We bring absolutely everyone in. But of course, and it's one of those performances which you can't really hang your head for either. I mean, that is one that I think would have beaten basically any other team here in Europe. Maybe outside of top 8, maybe a bit low if you wanted to be a bit cruel to us. I know, of course, we're a bit biased here, being the resident team stream for them, but we will be back for the lower bracket. Fingers crossed. That should be an easier series. There are plenty of other team streams going on at the moment while we have this break, but I really do hope that you guys will return here for the losers round 6, because that Swiss stage is still waiting to see our name etched into it. Rocketstar and SirPigasus were here to bring you along for Mr. Worldwide versus Stormtrooper. Thank you all for being here. I will see you all after the break.